How to make the quickest, easiest tree stump you could possibly imagine. This tree stump here took a matter of minutes to actually make in terms of construction time. There was some drying time with paint and glue obviously, but it hardly took any time at all thanks to the secret ingredient, a biro lid. So start by snapping off the little clip, and then we're going to be using a glue gun to stick this to a base. I just chose a random scrap bit of MDF that I had around, and from here you can use the glue gun to actually draw out little roots just by kind of getting little jagged little bits, and it ends up looking a little something like this. Then you can add on loads of glue on the outside. This is going to be built up across the whole thing just to make the whole thing thicker and more tree stump like. It's building up the layers, not worrying about adding too much detail, but just making the whole thing thicker, and then that ends up looking like a little something like that. Next we're going to be doing something else with it, which needs these little stringy bits removed. So now it's time to undercoat. So we're going to be using just a black spray. I use Chaos Black from Citadel, just to kind of give a good coating to make sure that it's ready for painting, and I think this really starts to bring out the detail. So it ends up looking a little something like this. From here I grabbed a sharp knife and just cut off the top of this biro lid with glue at an angle so that it looks more tree stump like and kind of open out and hollowed. And from here just some cheap brown paint covering the whole thing, not worrying too much if it goes onto the base because that's going to get flocked anyway, but in general just trying to make sure the whole of the tree bit itself is covered. It ends up looking a little something like this. And then onto some PVA glue. So this was added to all of the little gaps between the roots, and then along one edge, I don't know if you can call it an edge, but just one edge so that the moss can be added on this side. Because apparently with trees, moss grows on one side. I think it might be the north. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Getting close towards the end now, added some flock, I like to kind of hold the bag and just tap it so a little bits fall out at a time, and just making sure that all of the little gaps and little bits and pieces gets filled up. And I've used some Battlefield scatter, and this is the same as I used on other pieces, so this tree stump can kind of blend into the background. Finishing off for this is just some dark green coarse kind of scatter, which can be kind of pushed into the PVA glue. It doesn't spread very well, so kind of just pushed in and put into place so that it looks like moss is growing up the side. And then to finish off, all you have to do is just give, or you didn't have to do this, but I gave it a coat of matte varnish just to hold everything in place and seal it. And there you have it. That is the quickest, easiest, most realistic kind of tree stump I can imagine making using a biro lid, a glue gun, and some paint and some flock. That's all it took. Hope you've liked it. Please subscribe to the channel and leave any comments below. Thanks for watching.